Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Dan Off CNT. I'm back with another one. I know y'all probably thought it wasn't gonna be no other one, but it was another one. You know what I'm saying? Dan Off ENT, aka the chosen one. What's up, y'all? How's everybody doing today? And look, today we're doing something a little different for the channel. Today I'm gonna be reviewing a new series on Netflix that I just watched recently. You know what I'm saying? I watched it about a week ago, but I've been busy. I haven't had time to do this review, and I'm finally making time to do this review. I'm going to be reviewing one of my, a series for one of my favorite fighting games of all time. Tekken Bloodline, baby. So, let's dive into it. So first, let me give you guys a little bit of my background history with Tekken, okay? I've been playing Tekken games for almost my entire childhood, alright? So, in case you've been living under a rock and you don't know what Tekken is one of the most popular fighting games in the world. It was one of the first innovative 3D fighting games to have juggle physics. You know, Tekken started in 1994, and since then they've created 7 mainline games. You know what I'm saying? There's an 8th game on the way. They also have a bunch of other spin-off games like Tekken Revolution, Tekken Advance for the Game Boy Color, and you know, they have some anime adaptations and live-action movies. So yeah, Tekken is definitely a mainstay in the fighting game genre. It's one of my favorite fighting games. One of my personal favorite Tekken games of all time is Tekken 5. But I also love Tekken 4. I love Tekken Tag Tournament, Tekken 6, and Tekken 7. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You smell me? So anyways, let's get to the review, man. So going into this show, right, I was very excited to see that Netflix was having, you know, their own original Tekken series. And but you know, going into this, I had some reservations, man, because you know, usually history has shown us that, you know, adaptations of our favorite shows or games usually aren't very good, right? And the reason behind that is because a lot of the times, you know, when, you know, these directors or companies or whatever are making the movies or the shows, they only have so much time to work with. You know, they have these shows have a time frame. You know, episodes have a time frame, and it can be very hard to kind of condense everything, you know what I'm saying, into a 30-minute episode or a 2-hour movie, if that, you know what I'm saying. So, and you know, the story and the characters have to be handled with care in order to please the audience, right? Because, you know, the hardcore Tekken fans are going to be watching. They are going to be the main ones that are going to be critiquing this. And then, of course, you're also going to have more mainstream people that may not be familiar with the series. But overall, you know what I'm saying, you if you want to please the fans, you got to, you know, get everything right. You know what I mean? Everything has to be accurate. And that's a pretty tall order, you know, for directors and, you know, animators or whatever a lot of the time. So anyways, listen guys, I watched Tekken Bloodline, and I can honestly tell you this: it was pretty damn good. I thought it was pretty damn good. I liked it a lot. It wasn't perfect. It has a lot of flaws, you know what I'm saying, that I'm going to get into, but I like it a lot. I think it was a very solid effort. I think it's a respectable medium as far as bridging the gap between the Tekken video games and anime, while also presenting the story in a very digestible manner, whereas newcomers to the series are going to be able to understand the story and get a pretty good representation, more or less, for, you know, a lot of the characters in the series. You know what I'm saying? So first I want to talk about the things that I liked about Tekken Bloodline, and it's a lot. Okay, First, I like the art style. You know what I'm saying? I like the cell shaded 3D art style. I thought it was really cool. You know what I mean? The animations are decent. I feel like the movements are a little bit clunky. You know, it is a little bit rigid, but it's nothing that, like, you know, it didn't bother me or anything. It was just something that I noticed. But honestly, it kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? It kind of does fall in line with the gameplay of, you know, Tekken games. I mean, you know, these guys are martial arts fighters, you know, amongst other things. You know, if you've played Tekken games, then you know that there's a lot more going on in the series than just martial arts. You know what I mean? There's, like, you know, people with, like, devil powers shooting laser beams out of their eyes. You've got, like, boxing kangaroos and, you know, demon ninjas and all type of shit. But yeah, man, you know, so the animation was good. I like the art style a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I like all the character designs. I felt like everybody looked how they're supposed to look. You know what I'm saying? From Jin, the main character Jin, you know, Heihachi, you know, you could say he's the antagonist. You know, Warang, you know, everyone looks how they're supposed to look. So I like the art style a lot. The story, I think, was pretty good. Basically, if you don't know the story, this is going to be a spoiler-free review, but basically, the premise of the story is, you know, Jin is a young man. You know, Jin Kazama, he's a young man who lives in the mountains with his mom. They're pretty secluded. The story doesn't explain why, but, you know, as you watch it, you'll start to kind of infer why they are secluded. You know, so pretty much they live on the mountains. They're secluded from, you know, society for the most part. And Jin and his mom train every day. Jin's mom is a martial artist. You know, she's teaching Jin her ways in the Kazama style of fighting, which is mainly focused on self-defense. You know, it's a more pacifist type of fighting style. You know what I mean? Right? So Jin is from the Kazama family. However, his father, Kazuya Mishima, right? Because Jin has two bloodlines, the Kazama family and the Mishima family. You know, and the Mishima family, that's where Heihachi, his grandpa, you know, falls in line. And basically, long story short, you know, a creature named Ogre attacks Jin's home, right? And then basically he ends up losing his home, and then he has to go train with Heihachi to, you know, become stronger so he can defeat Ogre. You know, and as he's training with Heihachi, his very cruel, messed up grandfather, he learns the Mishima style, and the Mishima style is very aggressive and lethal compared to the Kazama style, which is more about self-defense. You know what I mean? So it's cool to see Jin grow and evolve over the course of the series. You know, you kind of see him grow from this, you know, kind of innocent, you know, pure-hearted boy, and then, you know, he changes over the course of the 6 episodes. I hope I didn't really spoil too much. You know what I mean? I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, go check that out. So yeah, I thought the story was good. It was, I think some parts were a little bit rushed, you know what I mean? As a Tekken fan who knows the story, I did think that they kind of skimmed over a few things, but overall, I would still say that the story was cohesive. You know, I don't think anyone who's not familiar with the story of the series is going to be confused. I think everything is going to make sense, but there were some parts that felt a little bit rushed to me, you know, kind of like a if you know, you know type of thing. But, you know, newcomers to the series, I don't think you guys are going to have a problem with that. Yeah, I think they did a good job with the characters, man. Jin is exactly like what what you would expect from Jin. Jin, he is, you know, he's kind of like a tragic hero, you know, very quiet, sullen, keeps to himself. But, you know, he has a good heart, you know what I mean? But he's not like one of those, like, you know, I have to be good and save everybody. Like, he's not one of those type of main characters, you know what I mean? He's a very silent type, you know, he keeps to himself. very brooding. You got Heihachi, who's cool as hell. Heihachi is just like what you would expect from the games. You know what I mean? He's just all about power and being the best. And yeah, my only gripe with Heihachi in this game, my only gripe with Heihachi in the show is that I don't like his voice actor. You know what I'm saying? His voice actor just sounds like he's just constantly trying too hard. You know what I mean? I think with the, I don't know. I feel like with the script that they gave him, he just kind of felt like he always had to be too serious, and he had this very slow delivery that could be annoying as fuck. But other than that, you know what I'm saying, Heihachi is exactly what you would think Heihachi would be. There are a bunch of other characters that make an appearance in the show. I don't want to say too much, but there's some characters like Zailu, there's Warang, Paul, Leroy, and Nina, a few others that make an appearance in this. So it's definitely cool to see some of the mainline iconic Tekken characters make an appearance in the show. I do think that some of the interactions between the characters were a little bit limited. You know what I'm saying? For example, like Jin and Warang, right? For those of you that play the games, you know that Jin and Warang are rivals / friends. But that rivalry isn't really explored too much. There's like a couple scenes in there where they're fighting and stuff like that, but I felt like they didn't really go into that friendship. Again, like I said before, that's why I feel like some aspects of this show were rushed. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they kind of skimmed through a lot of things. They also kind of, a lot of the characters make their appearance in the show, but their motives and their backgrounds aren't really explained too much. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like maybe having, a lot of the emphasis was put on Jin, Heihachi, and what's weird? Even Kazuya. Kazuya, he makes a little bit of an appearance in the through flashbacks, but he's not really a major part of the show, which is weird considering Kazuya is Jin's father, and Kazuya is a pretty major component of the Tekken games and storylines in general. And it was kind of weird how he wasn't really very present in this show. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that they drew inspirations from certain Tekken games and kind of jumbled it all up in one, but it really did seem like they were drawing inspiration from I want to say at least Tekken 2, 3, and 4. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was kind of weird. No Kazuya, not being a main point of the show was pretty weird, but it's okay. Yeah, so I like the animation, I like the story. Now I like the characters. Let's get to the action. Now the action is really good. I like the action a lot, man. It's unique. It feels like Tekken. They do a lot of the same moves from the show. They even have the animations. If you play the Tekken game, you know about the little sparks and the animations around the body as they punch and kick. And charge their attacks and stuff. And I really like how they incorporated that in the anime style, and it's very good. It's the action in this show it still feels very much like a Tekken video game, but it's also slightly reminiscent of almost I want to say DBZ. You know what I mean? I know that might sound strange to you. Now, look, when I say DBZ, I'm not saying that these Tekken characters are shooting beams and, blowing stuff up, but it's definitely, anime. Listen, if you watch anime but you've never played a Tekken game, you're going to feel very familiar with this show. You know what I'm saying? So, the action is good on that front. Like I did say before, the animations can be a little stiff, but I think it works for the show. It works for the show because these are big, strong fighters, martial artists. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of makes sense that they're not all loose and jumping up like ninjas from Naruto or something. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so the action is good. Yeah, man. You know, I enjoy Tekken Bloodline, man. I've watched other reviewers, and a lot of, you know, Tekken Bloodline is, for the most part, it's getting positive reviews, but I feel like you have people from different communities that are reviewing it, so the general consensus is a little like marbled, you know what I mean? You have some people that like it a lot, you have some people that don't really like it so much. I think those are like the Tekken purists, you know what I mean? The people that are hardcore Tekken fans, and they came into this expecting like a perfect 100% portrayal of Tekken, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of went into this kind of like, okay, you know what? Let me just see how they do this. You know what I mean? Let me see how they portray the Tekken characters. Let me see how they portray the storyline and how they do the fight scenes. You know what I mean? And if they decide to change this, change that, if they leave this out, if this isn't really explored like it was in the game, you know, I kind of just went into this like, all right, I'm hoping for the best, but prepared for the worst. And I got to say, guys, I was pleasantly surprised with Tekken Bloodline. I liked it a lot. If you are a fan of Tekken, I suggest that you go watch the show, give it a try. Chances are you'll find something that you like in this show. I liked it a lot. I can't wait for season 2. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for season 2. I don't know if that's I actually haven't heard if they're making a season 2 yet. You know, there's that has yet to be I can't talk. That has yet to be announced. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, real quick before I forget, the ending. Okay, so the ending, episode 6, right? It's a 6-episode season. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but now I'm mentioning it. There's 6 episodes, and you know, I really liked the 6th episode, but I do think the ending was a little bit rushed. You know what I mean? The ending was a little bit like, what? But it was still a good final episode. You know what I mean? But the way they pulled off the ending, it kind of felt like a little bit of a cliffhanger. You know what I'm saying? But I digress, man. If you are a fan of Tekken, if you are a fan of video games, if you are a fan of anime, do yourself a favor, go check out Tekken Bloodline on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? There's only 6 episodes, 30 minutes each. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty low investment as far as time is. And hey, I think you'll like it. I know I did. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. If you guys like this Tekken Bloodline review, please hit that like button, leave a comment, let me know what were your opinions on Tekken Bloodline. I really love to hear what you guys have to say about the show. And yeah, let me know what you guys think, man. What would you look forward to in the season 2 of Tekken Bloodlines? Let me know if there's anything out on Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime or HBO Max that I should watch and review, and I'm gonna do that for y'all. It's been your boy Dan off CNT. I was back with another one. They thought it wasn't gonna be no other one, but you was wrong. That's my song. Okay, let me stop. But yeah, take care, guys. Peace out, and I'll catch you in the next vid. Alright?
You're watching Danos ENT.